Ever wonder how humanity might reach other solar systems? NASA has an incredible plan for just that. They've developed a massive sleeper ship designed to take colonists on a century-long journey through the cosmos. The colonists will be put into suspended animation, essentially sleeping through the entire trip. Their destination? A new moon in a distant solar system, where they'll establish the first human outpost beyond our own. The hope is that by the time they arrive and set up the colony, technology back on Earth will have advanced enough to create superfast drives, allowing for much quicker travel between the two worlds. Building this colossal vessel was a monumental task. The ship, measuring 2 kilometers long, was constructed in orbit over 5 years, followed by a full year of testing. It's packed with everything imaginable for any contingency, even spare engines, because out there, you're on your own. With the shakedown cruise complete, the final countdown for humanity's greatest journey began. For the colonists, this was a time of profound and conflicting emotions. They gathered with their families and friends for one last goodbye, knowing that when they next opened their eyes, centuries would have passed. Everyone they knew, everyone they loved, would be a distant memory, figures in history books. It was a heart-wrenching sacrifice, but one made for the dream of a new home among the stars. The day arrived. From Kennedy Space Center, they launched, a fiery arrow piercing the sky. Their first stop, the moon base. From there, a shuttle ferried them to the orbiting space station, their final staging ground. After a full day of travel, they finally boarded Explorer 1. The support crew moved with quiet efficiency, preparing each colonist for the long sleep ahead. The journey was about to truly begin. Here's how our support crew gets colonists ready for the long journey ahead. First, they carefully place central lines. Once those are secure, the colonist is moved into their personal cryotube. Each tube is a self-contained world, a marvel of engineering designed to sustain life. It's connected to an enclosed life support system that begins a truly amazing process. The system gently replaces the colonist's blood with a special electrolytic gel. This isn't just any gel. It's supercharged with oxygen, neutrophils, electrolytes, and all the nutrients needed to keep the body's organs healthy and functioning. Meanwhile, the colonist's own blood is circulated through a parallel system, keeping it fresh and rejuvenated for when they wake up. It's the ultimate combination of biology and technology. Imagine this. You're on a starship, Explorer 1, heading for a new solar system. The catch? The trip will take nearly a century. To make it, there are 3 bridge crews. 2 are put into suspended animation, a deep sleep they'll only wake from in an emergency. The 3rd crew stays awake. Their mission is twofold: keep the ship running and teach the ship as artificial intelligence everything they know. They'll live out their entire lives on this journey, passing on their knowledge until the very end. Once they're gone, the AI takes over, guiding the ship to its destination. But if something goes wrong that the AI can't handle, it will wake up one of the sleeping crews. The problem is, once you're out of suspended animation, you can't go back in. It's a one-way ticket, a death sentence. As Explorer 1 left our solar system, the awake crew knew their fate was sealed. What a sacrifice for humanity. Imagine setting off on a journey to a new star system, knowing you'll never see the destination. That was the reality for the first crew of Explorer 1. To create a generational ship, the bridge crew were paired up, men and women. Married couples without kids could even bring their spouses along. The hope was simple: have children and turn the starship into a new world, carrying more colonists than it started with. For over a century, Explorer 1 soared through the blackness of space. They faced countless problems, but with incredible ingenuity, they always found a way to continue their mission. The ship became a true generational vessel. Each crew member had 6 to 10 children, teaching them everything about the ship and their specific jobs. As parents aged or passed on, The children seamlessly took their place, guiding Explorer 1 safely to the Kethar System. And then the moment of arrival came. They began reviving the original crew from cryosleep. Imagine their shock, waking up to find the ship bustling with new faces and children running down the corridors. The mission was a success, but not in the way they ever expected. Standing before me was a group of strangers, their faces young, but their eyes holding a wisdom far beyond their years. I asked who they were. One of them, a young woman with a confident smile, stepped forward. "We are the descendants of the first crew," she said. "They taught us everything. The ship, the mission, the star charts. All so we could keep the Explorer 1 on course for the Kethar System." She pointed to the main view screen. "We're on final approach to Pro-Ion Prime. Arrival in 24 hours. Relief washed over me. I thanked them. Their dedication ensuring our long journey wasn't in vain. I invited them to work alongside my crew to complete the final leg of our mission. Soon, Explorer 1 gracefully entered orbit. The old NASA images didn't do it justice. Pro-Ion Prime was a paradise of lush green continents and deep blue oceans. The climate was perfect, a paradise waiting. It was time. Time to wake the others. With the countdown to arrival initiated, both crews sprang into action. Their first priority was bringing Crew 3 out of suspended animation. Suddenly, their ranks swelled. They now had a total of 10 doctors and 35 nursing staff ready to assist. Their monumental task was to monitor every single colonist as they were carefully revived from their long sleep. This wasn't going to be a quick process. It would take several days to bring everyone back safely. But that was fine. They had time. The ship's powerful AI needed those days anyway. It was conducting a full, comprehensive scan of the moon below, processing immense amounts of data. The goal was simple but crucial. Find the absolute most pristine, ideal location to land. The perfect spot to begin their harvest and build a new, thriving, and sustainable colony from scratch. The revival process wasn't perfect. We lost one, and 2 others suffered seizures, an unfortunate but expected reaction to such a long cryosleep. But the vast majority of colonists were doing incredibly well. After a week of being awake on the ship, they were getting restless, eager to get down to the surface and start building their new lives. Our ship's AI confirmed the planet was free of any dangerous biological life, but I wasn't taking any chances. I wanted my security teams to sweep the landing zone first. The colonists agreed. So I ordered 2 squads, 48 personnel in total, onto a shuttle and sent them down. It would take them a full day to secure the area and run more detailed scans. I felt confident. First thing tomorrow, we'd start the massive task of landing 50,000 people. It'll take over 2 weeks of non-stop shuttling, but the first step is always the hardest. All right, the all clear is given by security. First boots on the ground, the terraformers. These are the construction crews, and their job is massive. They're tasked with clearing the site and building 15 habitats from scratch. This means they'll be working around the clock, non-stop. While the habitats are going up, another crucial task is getting the Prothean power core online. This is the colony's main power plant, and everything depends on it. At the same time, they've got to set up the water and waste recycling systems. The Explorer, one ship had 6 shuttles, 4 for personnel, and 2 for equipment, flying constantly to get everyone and everything down to the surface. After a grueling week, it's done. The habitats are built, the water is safe to drink, recycling is operational, and the power plant is humming. It's finally time to bring down the rest of the colonists. The journey was long, a slow process of reawakening from a dream that lasted generations. But now, anticipation buzzed through the ship. For the first time, humanity was about to step onto an alien world. The captain prepared a message for Earth, a beacon of hope sent across a century of silent space. Would anyone be there to receive it? No one knew, but the message had to be sent. As colonists revived, they flocked to the windows. A stunning vista unfolded below. Deep blue oceans and continents blanketed in lush, vibrant greenery. It was real. It was our new home. Over the next week, shuttles ferried everyone down, the final transport touching down to cheers that echoed across the new world. A communications center was quickly established on the moon, using our ship, the Explorer 1, as a relay back to the stars. The captain smiled at his crew. "Now," he said, "we build our future." And we did. The captain looked over his crew, a genuine smile gracing his lips. "Now," he said, his voice full of hope, "we get on with our lives. We create new memories." And they did. As the years turned into a decade, their small colony thrived, blossoming from a mere 50,000 souls to over 100,000. The new world flourished under their care. With their home secure, their gaze turned outward toward the other moons orbiting the colossal gas giant. The dream expanded. More worlds to terraform, more homes to build. The captain sat with his top terraformers, hashing out the monumental plans with eager anticipation. The air was thick with excitement for the future. Suddenly, a communications officer burst into the meeting room, his face pale. He was screaming, "Captain, we have radio traffic." A stunned silence fell over the room. Radio traffic? Out here? It was impossible. The bridge was silent, every eye fixed on the communications officer. "Is it from Earth?" the captain asked, his voice cutting through the tension. The officer shook his head. "I don't know, sir. The signal's too garbled. I have the AI filtering the bandwidths now, trying to clear it up." Everyone leaned in, a mix of hope and anxiety on their faces. But the captain sank back into his chair, a deep worry creasing his brow. "Sir, what's wrong?" his lieutenant asked quietly. The captain took a moment, his gaze distant. "It's too soon," he whispered, almost to himself. "That message. It was supposed to take a century to reach Earth, not 10 years. It's too soon." He looked up, his expression grim. "Do not respond to that message," he ordered the comms officer. "When it's clear, I want to listen to it first, alone." The officer nodded. "Yes, sir," and quickly left the bridge, leaving a heavy silence in his wake. The other crew members just sat there, completely stunned. One sergeant finally broke the silence, asking, "If it's not Earth, then who is it?" The captain turned, his face etched with worry. "That's what I'm afraid of," he said grimly. "Who is it?" He dismissed everyone and headed straight for the communications room. The officer was still there, waiting. "I want to hear the original message," the captain demanded. The officer replayed the garbled audio. A faint voice crackled through the static. "Captain, this is," followed by scratching noises. Tiger claw ... Then more interference. En route ... double quotes. And then nothing but static. It took a full 24 hours Earth time, but they finally decrypted it. The message was chilling. "Unknown Earth colony. This is the Kildarthians. We are being chased by an unknown race and seek solace. Please allow us refuge." The room was silent. The captain, hiding his own fear, ordered everyone to prepare for their arrival. He looked at Chris, the head of security, and gave a single command: "Break out the heavy armor and heavy weapons." Chris gave a quick nod and headed off. A moment later, several security officers boarded a shuttle and rocketed towards Explorer 1. The colony leader turned to the captain, his voice tight. "Can we stop them from landing?" The captain just shook his head. "And how would we do that? Send someone up in a suit to wave their arms around? I doubt that'll work." He paused, looking thoughtful. "Look, if they're searching for a new home, this could actually be a huge benefit for us. Imagine the technology we could learn, the advancements we could make. The leader considered this, and after a long moment, he agreed. By then, the shuttle had returned, loaded with advanced armor suits and heavy weapons. The colonists watched, their nervousness growing, as security personnel rushed to unload sleek black armor and powerful rifles. As the leaders tried to calm everyone down, explaining the precautions, a strange, alien ship descended from the sky, landing just outside the colony walls. The security team scrambled, surrounding the strange vessel just as the colony leaders arrived. As they all watched, a ramp lowered from the ship's belly. Out walked bipedal lizards, their movements graceful and deliberate. To everyone's shock, they spoke perfect English, introducing themselves as the Kildarthians, the last of their kind. They explained they were refugees, their home planets destroyed by an unknown, pursuing alien race. The captain was hesitant, his instincts screaming caution, but the other leaders were immediately welcoming. Just then, the comms officer approached the captain. "Sir, we have another message." The captain gave a slight nod. "Okay, I'll meet you in a few minutes." As the officer walked away, the colony was completely captivated by the newcomers, their first ever encounter with an alien species. While everyone was distracted, the captain slipped away to the communication center. "All right," he said, walking in. "What's this message about?" The comms officer insisted. "Sir, this is the original message." The captain gave a curt nod. "Okay, play it." The message crackled to life, a voice filled with static yet clear. "Pro-Ion Prime Colony, this is Rear Admiral Kelsey, aboard the U.S. Space Force Tiger Claw. We haven't heard from you in a very long time, and we are en route to your location. We will be there in 2 weeks, best speed." The captain turned to his comms team, his gaze sharp. "Then why did we get the Kildarthian message first?" One young officer raised a hesitant hand. The captain sighed. "Son, speak." "This isn't school," the officer stammered. "Well, sir, I have a theory. The Kildarthians were simply closer. Stronger signal bandwidth than the Tiger Claw." The captain mulled it over and nodded. "I can buy that. Now, what to do about it? Who's after these Kildarthians, and are they coming here next?" A junior officer muttered. "Tough decision." The captain just cracked a smile. "You're not kidding." The captain ordered his crew to Explorer 1. He needed them to start scanning the region of space for anything suspicious, any kind of spacecraft, or anything else lurking around. The lieutenant asked if he was expecting unwanted guests. The captain replied that he just wanted to be prepared for anything. Then he turned to the comms officer. "Can we boost the transmitter on Explorer 1 to reach the Tiger Claw?" The officer said yes, it was possible, depending on how far away it was. The captain told everyone to keep this quiet for now, just feeding in the information directly. They all nodded and got back to work. A few crew members loaded onto a shuttle and blasted off. One of the Kildarthians watching asked where the ship was going. A colonist explained they periodically head up to Explorer 1 for work or supplies, and they'd be back soon. Just then, the captain walked up and joined the group, and they all began to talk. Explorer 1 radioed down to the colony with an urgent message. A mysterious ship had just entered the system. The captain rushed to the comm center, demanding they send the feed down. Within minutes, the main screen flickered to life, revealing a massive, unknown vessel lurking among the planets, methodically scanning each one. "Get the colony leader," the captain ordered his lieutenant. "And get the Kildarthian delegation. We need to know if this is the ship that attacked them." As the lieutenant hurried out, the captain turned to the comms officer. "Boost the transmitter now." On Explorer 1, the crew worked frantically. Just as they boosted the signal, the colony leaders and the Kildarthians walked in. The captain didn't waste a second. He pointed to the ominous ship on the screen and asked, "Is that the one?" The colony leaders stood in stunned silence, their faces pale. How could they have found us? No one knew. The captain's voice cut through the tension. They haven't found you yet, but they're searching. There's no hiding a colony this size. He turned to the comms officer, his expression grim. Are we ready? The officer gave a single, firm nod. The captain strode to the microphone, his knuckles white as he gripped it. He took a deep breath, his voice steady and clear as it boomed across the comms channel. Pro-Ion Prime Colony to the Tiger Claw. It's good to hear from you. We've just received a possible hostile that just entered our system. Unknown threat level. He hit the transmit button, sending the message out into the cold, dark void. The wait began. What happens next? The Kidarthian leader asked. Who was that? The captain replied, That was the Space Force battleship, Tiger Claw. They haven't heard from us in a long time, and were coming to check in. Just then, another message came through. Pro-Ion Prime Colony, this is the Rear Admiral. It's great to hear from you. We understand there's a possible hostile in your system. We are the latest in Earth battleship construction, and we're pushing our engines to 120%. We'll be in your system in 20 hours, Earth time, and we're bringing a few surprises for that hostile. Tiger Claw out. Several hours later, a mysterious ship appeared and sent a transmission. This is the Kildarians. We know you are harboring the Kidarthians. Surrender them and your colony. The captain looked at the nervous faces around him. He needed a careful response. Then he had one. To the Kildarians, there's an old Earth saying, Up yours. The humans in the room burst out laughing, leaving the Kidarthians completely confused. Seeing everyone laughing and cheering for the captain put the Kidarthians a little at ease. But that feeling didn't last long. The Kildarians responded, their voice booming through the comms. This up yours gesture we do not understand. You have 10 hours to surrender. If you refuse, we will land troops and take your colony by force. The captain turned to the Kidarthian leader, a puzzled look on his face. Who exactly are these Kildarians? The leader took a deep, shaky breath. They are Kidarthian, or they were. They started genetic manipulation on themselves, which is against our most sacred laws. When we found out, they became fugitives and splintered from our civilization. They grew stronger than us, more powerful. They came back, landed troops, and began a genocide. They attacked our colonies, our planets, everything. We couldn't stop them. They were just too strong, too well-equipped. We are not a civilization that fights. We are scientists, healers. We gave our minds and our bodies to that calling. We are not warriors. The captain began to pace the floor, nodding. Well then, it's a good thing you found us. By nature, humans like to fight, especially when it's one-sided against a weaker victim. We don't like bullies. And it's time to punch that bully in the nose and make them bleed. The captain turned to his lieutenant. Get the colonists and the Kidarthians into the caves. We'll prepare for them to land troops, and we'll fight them on the ground. We will make them bleed for every single inch. We have 9 hours left. Let's move with a purpose. Everyone began to scramble. The Kidarthians, confused, didn't know what to do until the colony leader guided them, telling them to follow him to the safety of the caves. All right, listen up. The captain ordered his security team to gear up. We're talking heavy armor, heavy weapons, the works. Then he turned to the lieutenant. Let's dive into Earth's history, he said. I remember something about traps in warfare. The lieutenant looked puzzled, but the captain was already deep in the database. He found it. Asymmetric warfare. Hit-and-run tactics, booby traps. It was a gold mine of ideas from humanity's past conflicts. Now, we're bringing those old-school tactics here to Pro-Ion Prime. We started gathering seismic charges, placing them in spots where they'll cause maximum damage. We even dug punji pits, ready to trap anyone who steps on them. The captain looked at every single one of us. No prisoners, no quarter, no surrender. This is our home. We just have to hold out for 22 hours until the Tiger Claw arrives. Let's make them regret ever setting foot here. Nearby Kethar System, circling a massive gas giant, lies a moon just like our home. Pro-Ion Prime. Discovered over a century ago, this Earth-sized world has been NASA's ultimate goal. Now, after decades of dedication, the moment is here. A revolutionary deep space vessel is ready, a testament to global collaboration. This isn't just a mission. It's a giant leap. Pro-Ion Prime will be our stepping stone into the vast emptiness between galaxies. A launch pad to explore worlds we've only dreamed of. The entire nation is united behind this incredible journey, and a new era of exploration is about to begin. Everyone cheered, scrambling to their battle stations. The captain strode into the comms room, his eyes fixed on the 2 countdowns. 1 hour until the deadline. 14 hours until the Tiger Claw arrived. A knot of dread formed in his stomach. Would they make it in time to save them? The final alarm blared, shattering the silence. The deadline was over. A transmission came through from the Kildarians, their voice cold and demanding surrender. The captain grabbed the radio, his own voice a low growl, repeating his last defiant message. Up yours. Come and take us. Furious, the Kildarian leader ordered the invasion. Ships swarmed from their carrier, streaking towards the moon. Minutes later, they tore through the atmosphere like fiery meteors. The captain stepped outside, his heart pounding as he saw hundreds of them descending. So many ships, he muttered, the words catching in his throat. He keyed the radio again. Everyone, get ready. The landing ships opened, and troops poured onto the beach. But something was wrong. Before they could even form ranks, soldiers started dropping. High in the hills, hidden among the trees, the captain's snipers were already at work. The invading soldiers had no idea where the shots were coming from, and panic quickly set in. They'd never faced an attack like this before. The snipers then focused their sights, picking off the leaders one by one. With their command structure gone, the soldiers' discipline shattered. They broke ranks and scattered in every direction, running blindly into the booby traps that had been laid for them. Back in the caves, the colonists could only hear the terrifying sounds of the battle, screams, gunfire, and explosions. They didn't know if they were winning or losing. Suddenly, the captain appeared at the cave entrance. Everyone rushed to him, desperate for news. "What's happening?" someone shouted. The captain just shrugged. "It's mass chaos out there," he said. A colonist asked, "Is this war?" The captain looked out toward the battle, shrugged again, and simply said, "I don't know. I think so." So the colonists, huddled in the caves, were desperate for news. They asked the captain, "Are we winning?" He looked around and said, "Well, there are more of them on the ground than us, so I'd say that's a win." Just then, he had to rush off again as the sounds of battle raged outside. The screaming and explosions continued, keeping everyone on edge, their nerves completely shot. Then, silence. The sudden quiet was almost worse. Was it over? Did they win? Did they lose? The tension was unbearable. Finally, the captain returned. "All the Kildarians that landed are either wounded or dead," he announced. A wave of relief washed over the colonists. But one person voiced what everyone was thinking. "What now?" "There's a whole ship of them up there." The captain admitted, "I don't know. I think they're re-evaluating. They've never faced an enemy that turns everything into a weapon. For now, we tend to our wounded. We only have 4 hours until the Tiger Claw arrives." 20 security personnel were brought in, their injuries a grim testament to the battle outside. Missing limbs, broken bones, plasma burns. Our medical staff inside the cave worked frantically. The colony leader asked the captain for a head count. About 580 security personnel left. he reported before heading back to the battlefield. For now, the Kildarians were keeping their distance. A message came through from their leader, snarling that we were more trouble than we were worth. Seizing the opportunity, the captain strode into the comms room. He looked straight at the Kildarian leader on screen and taunted. "Hey, lizard lips, you gonna send more pansies down for target practice? We've taken out 1,000 of yours, and we've barely broken a sweat." You could see the alien's frustration, but the captain was just buying time. Every second he kept that thing on the screen was another second. It was planning its next attack. A crackle came over the comms. The Tiger Claw was just minutes from returning to normal space. A wave of relief washed over the comms room. Finally, real soldiers were coming to save us. We were going to make it, but then space itself seemed to rip open. A single small ship emerged from the tier. We all stared, confused. Someone whispered, "Is that a warship? Is that all Earth sent?" The captain was silent, his jaw tight. The Kildarian mothership was easily 4 times its size. This was a suicide mission. Then, a voice boomed from the new arrival, hailing the enemy vessel. "To the Kildarian ship off my port bow, this is Rear Admiral Kelsey of the Earth Space Force's heavy battlecruiser Arcola. This colony is under our protection." Her voice was pure steel. "You may be 4 times our size, but if you want to press this situation, you'll discover just how mighty this small ship can be. Feel free to make my day. It's been a week since we had a good fight." And then, silence. We were all on pins and needles, just waiting. Suddenly, the Kildarian ships broke orbit. They were actually moving away. The Rear Admiral's voice crackled over the comms, a huge wave of relief washing over us as he told the colony we were safe. But just as we started to breathe again, 2 more massive ships warped into normal space right beside the Arcola. For a second, my heart stopped. The Admiral came back on, his voice filled with pride. "Now you have 3 heavy battle cruisers," he said. "The Arcola, the Argenta, and the Athens." He wasn't finished. "We're landing 500 Marines on the surface to help secure the area." Then he looked right at us. Or at least it felt like it. "All of you did a great job protecting this colony." We did it. We actually did it. A security officer asks the captain, "What's the Tiger Claw?" The captain pauses, realizing he hadn't told everyone. He explains that Earth has sent a warship, the Tiger Claw, to find them. It was a 2-week journey, and right when they made contact, the alien Kedarthians showed up. He apologizes for the delay in sharing the news. As he speaks, you can see the despair on the crew's faces transform into hope. The captain then delivers an epic speech, admitting they aren't battle-hardened veterans. But he reminds them they descend from a long line of warriors, masters of every kind of combat. He declares, "Let's get to our positions, let them land, and we will make them bleed." What an incredible scene. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Phantom Static, where the phantoms speak through the static.